Unfortunately, I did not learn about money in school, and maybe you didn't too. So I had to figure things out as a young adult, and I had my ups and downs for the early years of my adult life and me working. And some years back, I made the decision to learn about money and improve my finances. So I bought and read at least one book every month for a couple of years. So I have gone through quite a number of books that are finance related, and of course other books that speaks to other parts of one's life. In this video, I share some of the books that have helped me to improve my finances on my journey to financial freedom. Book number one is this book by Robert Kiyosaki. So it's The Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. And this book actually helped me to have a better understanding of how one can earn and become successful in the different quadrants that Robert speaks about in the book. So he speaks about the quadrant of being an employee, and there is also the quadrant of being self-employed or owning a small business. There is the quadrant of business and the quadrant of investor. So this book really helped me to have a better understanding of those different quadrants of where you can earn and grow, and it gave me this obsession to really try and move out of only the traditional ones like the employee, so that one can also make money as a small business, and also to move out of small business to a self-sustaining business and also being an investor. So this book was helpful. I read this like many years ago. Book number two is From Debt to Riches by Phumelele Ndumo, and this is how the book looks like. And this book actually helped me to understand debt in a different way. So she explains debt really well by also giving practical examples and tips on savings and investments. The way the book is laid out, it also makes it easy for one to absorb the message that the author is trying to pass along. Book number three is How to Make Your First Million by Warren Ingram. So it's this book. This is one of my favorite books. This book really helped to put into perspective that millionaire status is actually attainable. Reading it really makes you feel that yes, you can get there to the millionaire status. The author made it clear that if you are clear on your vision as a person, you know exactly what your vision is and the type of life that you are trying to live, then it becomes much easier to implement. Then once you implement the savings and the investment strategies and tips that are shared, then you will really get on the road, or you'll be able to achieve your financial freedom. The book also gave real life examples of real people with real stories that one can relate to, that just gives a bit more insight on how different people handle their personal finances and lessons that are being drawn from those examples. So with this book, Warren did a really good job, and it's a book that anybody who wants to attain the millionaire status really needs to think of reading. Book number four is You Are Not Broke, You Are Pre-Rich by Mapalo, Makhu. And I love the title of this book because there are no broke babes out here. It's just people who are pre-rich. No one is broke, people are pre-rich. And in this book, Mapalo spoke about our relationships with money. So it helps you to understand what is your relationship with money. It helps you to reflect on really what drives your behavior and your actions when it comes to your money. In the book, she also dealt with the issues surrounding black tax, savings, investments, and she also touched on insurance, taxes, and estate planning. Mapalo also shares in this book some personal stories of people with regards to their money, and that also just helps to bring the message home in terms of what the author is trying to teach in the book. Now, book number 6, I do not have the physical copy with me, but book number 6 is I'll Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. If you listen to finance podcasts and finance YouTube channels, you might have come across his channel. And this book is gold. And Ramit is one of my all-time favorite finance experts because he says it like it is. He really gives you that message straight up. No sugarcoating, no nothing like that. And in this book, he teaches about how to become rich and how to live your rich life. Basically defining what rich means to you, how a rich life looks like to you, and implementing the different strategies and tips that he shares in the book to actually get to that kind of life that you want. He also made some really good recommendations that one can implement as you are going through the book. Each chapter actually allows you to implement certain recommendations, and by the time you are done with the book, you are already a step ahead in terms of your finances. And he also has a conscious spending plan, which is one of the tools that I personally use for my finances, and it's a very good tool because it allows you to focus on the bigger picture instead of focusing on the smaller things. Instead of tracking your $2 coffee or your small expenses, it allows you to actually look at the bigger picture in terms of allocation to the different pots of my finances. Am I allocating enough to my investments? Am I allocating enough to my emergency savings? Am I allocating enough to my, basic needs and to my wants and all of that? In that conscious spending plan, it really helps you to be more focused on the bigger picture and focused on making more money so that you don't have to count the little things. Book number 6 is How to Manage Your Money Like a effing grown-up. There's some profanity in the title. So that is the book. And the book is by Sam Beck-Bessinger. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I enjoyed this book. Really, it made learning about money fun because she has so much humor, and you can feel that humor throughout the book. It's finances that are presented in a way that is relatable, and it helps one to absorb the message of the author. In the book, she actually emphasized on saving money, growing your money, and tracking your spending. But she also talked about getting out of debt and choosing the right accounts for yourself. Based on your needs, you need to choose the right accounts. The book also has some exercises and flow charts that also really helps one to navigate the content and absorb as much knowledge as possible. Book number 7 is Become Your Own Financial Advisor by Warren Ingram. So this book, and of course Warren strikes again. He's one of those authors that really helps you to understand things better in a simple language, in a layman language, without any complications. And these books really help me to optimize my savings and my investments, because when you are on the road to financial freedom and financial independence, your main focus is, apart from making sure that you are earning and you are not having debt that is dragging you back, you have to really optimize your savings and your investments. So from budgeting to retirements to investments 101, this book is a wealth of knowledge. It's a wealth of information that can really change how you look at your finances in the long term, and looking at what can you implement today to get to the life that you want. Book number 8 is What's Your Move by Nicolette Mashile. So it's that book. This book, actually, Nicolette shared some money rules. She also shared some financial lessons from some of her real life experiences, as well as a message on debt repayment and investment vehicles that one can use to reach their financial goals. So in her book, she provides relatable, and it provides a lot of gems that can help you to improve your finances and make a difference in your financial life. Book number 9 is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I hope I'm saying the name correctly. This book, it's not really a beginner friendly kind of book, if we must be honest, but it's a book that is really rich in terms of digging deep in terms of our money, understanding the money psychology, understanding why we do what we do when it comes to our finances, and and really looking at different money topics from the psychological point of view. So it's a really good book, even though I wouldn't really recommend it for a beginner. It's more for a seasoned financial reader or a person who has been investing and doing the money thing for a while. Book number 10 is The 7 Laws of Spiritual Success. So it's this little baby here. And this book is by Deepak Chopra, I think Chopra or Chopra. I hope I'm saying it correctly. And you might be wondering, what does this book have to do with finances? This book is like a little Bible on how the universe works. It's a book that actually captures the areas of purpose, life purpose, from life purpose to manifesting, to giving and receiving, to showing gratitude. I actually read this book every other month just to remind myself of what is important and to remind myself of how the universe works and that everything is energy, even including our money. And it's also a book that helps you to picture the life that you want. So if I can picture it, I can manifest it. And once I have manifested it, I must share it with others and also show gratitude for the presence of the things that I have manifested in my life. So it's really a book that is looking at issues around spirituality and how the universe works. However, this can be translated to money because it's also about manifestation and it's about gratitude and it's about giving and receiving and life purpose and all of those good stuff. Tell me in the comments, which of these books have you read? Which ones have been helpful to you? And which ones would you recommend? I would also like to read some more books. Maybe there are some on your list that I have not read and I would like to know so that I can have a look at them. If you are serious about your money and you want to make those changes, you might want to have a look at my video that I'll link up here on the site, and that will talk about a financial plan and why you need a financial plan. We have come to the end of our video and I'll see you in the next one.